Here is the clock, the Trumpton clock, telling the time steadily, sensibly, never too quickly, never too slowly, telling the time for Trumpton.
Good morning, Mr. Platt, calls Mr. Munnings. It's a nice day. It certainly is, says Mr. Platt. Makes me wish I were on holiday. Morning, Mrs. Cobbett. Well, if it isn't Fireman Cuthbert. What are you doing here all alone? Have you lost the fire engine? It's my morning off, says Cuthbert. Even firemen don't work all the time. But why are you wearing your uniform? Because of my aunt, says Cuthbert. She's coming to Trumpton for the day, you see. I'm meeting her at 9:30 and I've got to wear my uniform because she thinks it's smart. 9:30, says Mr. Platt. You're very early, then. I want to see you about my watch, Mr. Platt. That's why I came early. I see, says Mr. Platt. Come along in and we'll have a look at it. What a lot of clocks, says Cuthbert. I've never seen so many shapes and sizes. Oh, yes. No two are alike, you know, says Mr. Platt. All different, just like people.
Clocks are like people, clocks are like you and me, each has its own personality. Big clocks, small clocks, grandfather tall clocks, cuckoo clocks, hall clocks, mantelpiece and wall clocks, clocks for the schoolroom, the kitchen and the nursery, alarm clocks to waken us, urging punctuality. All of them chiming or whirring or clicking, cuckooing or ringing or tick-tock ticking. Clocks are like people. Clocks are like you and me, each has its own personality.
Now let's see about this watch of yours. Cuthbert's aunt has arrived earlier than expected. Mitzi? Daphne, Lulu, behave yourselves. Be quiet. I'm so sorry. Oh, please don't worry. I adore peaks. I've got one of my own at home. Have you really? Says Miss Lovelace. Now, isn't that nice? They are sweet, aren't they? Dear little dogs, says Auntie. But I mustn't keep you from your walk. Oh, we've finished our walk for this morning, haven't we, darlings? We must open the shop now. Is this lovely little hat shop yours? Says Auntie. It's perfectly charming. Oh, do come in and have a look round, says Miss Lovelace. I'm sure we have a lot in common. Oh, dear, says Cuthbert. It's gone 9:30. I do hope I haven't missed Auntie. Excuse me, Mrs. Cobbett, but have you seen an elderly lady waiting about here? No, says Mrs. Cobbett. Only a friend of Miss Lovelace's. They were chattering away there by her shop, and then they went in together. Oh, that couldn't be Auntie, then, says Cuthbert. She's a stranger to Trumpton, and she certainly doesn't know Miss Lovelace. I do hope she isn't lost. Excuse me, Mr. Minton, but have you seen an elderly lady this morning? Not unless you mean Mrs. Cobbett, says Chippy. Oh, no, says Cuthbert. I mean my aunt. I'm supposed to be meeting her here, and she hasn't turned up. Oh, dear, says Chippy. You haven't mistaken the place, have you? No, of course not, but I wonder if Auntie has. I said I'd take her to Trumpton Park. She likes gardens, you see, and I like ducks. That'll be what's happened, says Chippy. She's gone straight there. Oh, poor Auntie, says Cuthbert. She must have been waiting for ages. Hop in the back, says Chippy. I'll run you along there, save a bit of time. Oh, thank you, says Cuthbert. But Cuthbert's aunt is not in the park. She's still in Miss Lovelace's shop, trying on hats and talking about peaks. Hello, duck. Do you want some bread? I've got a crust in my pocket for you.
I like the robin's merry song, the thrushes and the lark. But best of all I like the ducks who swim in Trumpton Park. For ducks will never fly away as soon as I appear. They swim up in their search for food without a sign of fear. Their heads are dark and shiny green, their feathers brown and white. Their yellow beaks are broad and flat, their eyes are round and bright. Morning, Mr. Craddock. The ducks are hungry this morning. I've never known them when they weren't hungry. I suppose you haven't seen an elderly lady about this morning? No? Well, the first person I've seen. I like the robin's merry song, the thrushes and the lark. But best of all I like the ducks who swim in Trumpton Park.
Auntie has just remembered that she was supposed to meet Cuthbert nearly an hour ago. Excuse me, but have you seen a young fireman about at all? Oh, so you're Cuthbert's auntie, says Mrs. Cobbett. He's gone off to look for you in the park. Oh, dear, what am I to do now? Here's the mayor. Come, come, madam, he says, whatever is the matter? Oh, everything has gone wrong, says Auntie, and I don't know how to get to Trumpton Park. No trouble about that, dear lady, says the mayor. I happen to be going that way myself, and I'd be delighted to give you a lift. Here comes the car now. Cuthbert's aunt is still not very happy. Oh, dear, she says, I'll never find Cuthbert here. I wish I'd never come to Trumpton. The mayor is rather annoyed. Trumpton is a fine place, madam, he says, and just to prove it, we shall find your nephew for you at once. Philby, go to the nearest telephone and call the fire brigade. Tell them to come to the park straight away. Trumpton Fire Station. Captain Flack here. What's that? Cuthbert? Ah, yes, it's his morning off. To Trumpton Park. Yes, of course. Right away, right away.
Pew, pew, Barney McGrew, Dibble, Grub. There he is. I shall approach him on foot. Descend.
Cuthbert. Poor Cuthbert. His morning off is not being a success. Here they are, says the mayor. And there is your nephew, madam. I told you we would find him for you. Hello, Auntie, says Cuthbert. My dear boy, you're dripping wet. Whatever have you been doing? It seems to me, says the mayor, that there is a lot of explaining to be done. I suggest that we all have lunch together at the town hall. That is, when this young man is in dry clothes. Thank you very much, your worship, says Captain Flack. And don't forget, there is our band concert this afternoon. How lovely, says Auntie. I adore brass bands, and I've never had lunch with a mayor before. Really, Trumpton is a very nice place. You know, says Cuthbert, my morning off was quite a good one after all.